Welcome to Bet, Thursday edition. Tyler Foljam, Joe Fortenbaugh from the Las Vegas Strip. We're happy to welcome you in. We've got a little game today called Pigskin Plate.
Yeah, that one's got me all kinds of excited. You know I'm a foodie, and I like football. Anytime the two can collide, I'm all about it.
6 trivia questions. We'll be working together. I will ride his coattails. If he is correct, I am correct. If he is incorrect, I want no association with it whatsoever. I will quietly back away like Homer Simpson into the hedge. We've got to pick the championship games for this weekend. We've got the return of the good word and plenty to get to, but we're going to begin with a little NBA pick'em after reminding our viewers that if you're looking for more ESPN sports betting content, youtube.com/ESPN Sports Betting. We're migrating most of our stuff there. We're going to be working on some stuff with Daily Wager later today. That will end up over there. Check it out. Let us know what you think.
I like how you use migrating as the verb.
I had never really thought about it.
It's every time. I'm going to get you a thesaurus.
What would be just say move? This is moving it over there. We're just haphazardly discarding it.
I don't have a good synonym right now, but I'm going to get that thesaurus out and then help you out with a few more verbs you can use there.
All right, come back on Monday to find out what the new word is. We'll see if we can deliver on said promise. All right, NBA Pick'em. 3 games tonight. We're picking all of them. Game number 1. It's the Golden State Warriors laying 4.5. Total of 214.5 against the New York Knicks. Warriors have been hot lately, but they did play last night, second half of the back-to-back, and third game in 4 nights. How do you see it?
I'm looking at the total here, and the Knicks are involved, so I'm going under. You mentioned a very famous GIF, or one that's popularly used, the Homer Simpson backing into the bush.
Yes.
Have you seen the GIF of Tom Thibodeau when he was a Chicago Bulls coach doing an ESPN interview and just laughing maniacally, like, ha 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 ha?
Good impression.
That is how I feel about Tom Thibodeau coaching in the year of our Lord 2021 and coaching a team that crawls towards 90 points. That crawls towards possessions. It is vintage Tom Thibodeau. He's leaving his guys out there for 38, 40, 42 minutes a night, just like he did in Chicago, just like he did in Minnesota. And his teams are all about defense and minimizing possessions. You combine that with the fact that these two teams are 26th in offensive rating, New York, 22nd in offensive rating, Golden State. The under is 11-5 this season with the New York Knicks games and 8-5 this season with the Golden State Warriors. We think of the Golden State Warriors brand all about offense, scoring, shooting.
Yep.
Wow. Not this year, not this team, not with just Steph and nobody else. They're 8-5 to the under this year, so a combined 19-10. These two teams to the under. 214 is low for basketball in the year of our Lord 2021, but Tom Thibodeau is involved, and he is the savior for the under.
Quite a bunch of religion early in the program, just 3 minutes after kicking it off. But hey, I dig it. I'm here for it. I agree with you completely. I love playing unders when it comes to New York Knicks basketball games. This is not uncharted territory for me. Combine it with the situation the Warriors are facing, right? Second game in a back-to-back, third game in 4 nights. This team ranks 3rd in pace. I think there's going to be some tired legs tonight. And with the Knicks willing to slow it down, where are they at in pace? Like 30th? Yeah. Dead last in the NBA?
Last.
If they're willing to slow it down, I think the Warriors are going to be willing to slow it down. You take the tired legs from one end, the willingness of the Knicks to not play at a high tempo. Knicks are one of the worst offenses in basketball, 26th in O rating, 30th in scoring. I'm with you on that one. Look at us. You and I, why don't you go ahead, play yourself a little roulette, and
bada bing, bada boom.
See if we can hit that one. Game
I'll
number
say a prayer
2.
as I put that chip down for a win.
There we go. Utah, New Orleans, Jazz laying 7 at home, total of 216.5 against the New Orleans Pelicans. I am going to play the over in this one. As much as I love playing unders in New York Knicks games, I love playing overs in New Orleans Pelicans games. New Orleans, 23 in defensive rating right now. They were top 10 for the first portion of the season. They were playing better, but it is tough to sustain that level of enthusiasm on that end of the court on a regular basis, and we're seeing it fall off. They've given up 111 or more points in 8 straight games, 7 of which have played over the total. These two just got together the other night in Utah. The total closed at 220. They scored, it closed at 218, and they scored 220 points. Now it's sitting out there at 216.5. What's different? Everyone's still expected to play over Pelicans and Jazz tonight. What say you?
I'll look at a player prop. I'm going over 32.5 points, assists, and rebounds combined for Zion Williamson. Minus 105 is the number on that. So 32.5 par, as I like to call it, over his last 6 games. Giannis, who has not played less than 33, I'm sorry, Zion, who has not played, less than 33 minutes in any of those 6 games. Zion Williamson is averaging 27.2 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 2.5 assists. That's 37.5 counting stats, points, assists, and rebounds over his last 6 games. He reached this plateau, reached this threshold in the last game against the Utah Jazz, and he just has a brute strength advantage over the likes of Rudy Gobert, Bojan Bogdanovic, Joe Ingles, guys like that who would be guarding him, so to speak, on the block. And so I think that's why he's able to score at will against these teams efficiently and grab some rebounds. So as long as Zion is out there, I think for 33 minutes, I think he gets over 32.5 points, assists, and rebounds.
Eric Woodyard covers the Bucks for ESPN. We're going to talk to him in just a moment about this next game, but we might as well pick it first.
Okay.
And that game is the Los Angeles Lakers at the Milwaukee Bucks. It is the highlight of the NBA card tonight. Bucks laying 2, total of 228.5. What are you thinking?
I have made a good habit and a profitable habit of betting the under on Giannis Antetokounmpo point totals in games with very good championship caliber defenses. I did it all last postseason when he was playing Bam Adebayo in the Miami Heat, and he went under in just about every game. I'm going to do it in this instance with the Los Angeles Lakers and Anthony Davis, a team that is #1 in defensive rating in the NBA this season and has maybe the best defensive weapon in the entire NBA. Someone with the length, athletic ability, and strength to body Giannis in the paint, keep him away, and make him shoot far less efficient 15-footers and 3-point shots. If Giannis makes them, put your hands up, stand up, clap, and give him a standing ovation. Good for you, Giannis. But if he's in the paint dunking on you, getting finger rolls and layups and going to the line 15 times, that's on you. The Lakers should be able to keep him out of the paint, keep him inefficient, and keep him under 29.5 points.
I like it. I hope you're right, because if you're right, then I'm hopefully right, which I'm going to play the Lakers +2. I'm going against the line move here. It was Bucks -1. It's moved up to 2. I'm going to side with the Lakers in this situation. I think both teams are coming to play. I'm not going to call it a playoff game, but I think this is as close as you get in the regular season to a playoff game. Milwaukee, the last we saw them was Monday night. What did they do? They lost at Brooklyn against the Nets in a marquee game.
Right.
The last we saw the Lakers was Monday night. They were blowing an 11-point fourth-quarter lead against the Golden State Warriors. Both teams have had 3 days to get ready for this game. Both teams are bringing everybody into the game. No load management, no injuries. You are going to get everyone's best shot. And if you're going to get everyone's best shot, I want the best shot from the Lakers because I think they're the best team in the NBA. Both teams have been extraordinary coming off losses this season. The Lakers are 3-0 straight up, 2-1 against the spread off a loss. Milwaukee, 4-0 straight up, 4-0 against the spread off a loss. Those 4 games are actually winning by 31 points per game, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I'm still going with the Lakers.
I similarly buy into the narrative that you're building. I won't call it an NBA Finals caliber environment or that charge, but I do think both teams are going to be motivated to put forth a good effort, get the taste of their previous game out of their mouth where they greatly disappointed themselves, their fans, whatever the case may be. So an engaged LeBron, an engaged Anthony Davis, an engaged Lakers team against an engaged Milwaukee Bucks team might have to be a good one.
It's gonna
I
be
think
a
the Lakers
great
are just the better team.
Exactly. And I'm getting 2 points. I would also consider playing them on the money line as well for anyone who might want to dabble in a little of the plus money offerings. Start of a 7-game road trip for the Lakers. They have not lost on the road this season, so LA is the pick. We're still working on Eric Woodyard, who covers the Bucks for ESPN. He might join us in a few moments, but we are going to position ourselves to play a little game we like to play every Thursday called The Good Word. Here's how it works. I read a statement, and the first word that comes into that big, beautiful dome, you write it down, and then you explain why. I will give you my word as well. Are you ready?
Big? Sure. Beautiful? Not so sure.
Don't be so shy. All right, number 1. The Green Bay Packers are now listed at +210 to win the Super Bowl, which is the second best in terms of odds, behind only Kansas City, who is +200.
My word is bandwagon.
Bandwagon.
As in, I'm jumping on the Packers bandwagon. My preseason pick to win the Super Bowl, Baltimore Ravens, and the favorite team that I root for emotionally, the Los Angeles Rams, just eliminated this past weekend. So I need a new horse to hitch my wagon to.
You do.
Why don't I hitch it to the MVP, my GOAT, at the most important position on the field, Aaron Rodgers? I think the Packers are the best bet to win the Super Bowl now. The questions concerning the Kansas City Chiefs, it's hard to repeat, by the way, and Rodgers is just playing quarterback at a level that no other human in this universe is right now, including Tom Brady, including Patrick Mahomes, and including Josh Allen, as great as those 3 have been all season long. Bandwagon Packers fan, go Pack, go. Sunday is my day.
Is that your Wisconsin accent?
beer brats, Miller Lite.
I got a B word for you as well. It is not the same thing, though. This is boring. This time of year, we have so much at our disposal to bet on. In 2 weeks from today, or from tomorrow, I should say, we're about to have the greatest menu of Super Bowl prop bets we have ever seen in our entire lives. We'll be talking about it on this show. We'll be talking about it on Daily Wager. Why would I waste my time with this? Packers minus 220. I've tried every possible way to slice some value somehow. Maybe you play the Packers on the money line this weekend and then roll it over next weekend and play it on the money line as well. You pretty much get the exact same price. It's the difference of a few dollars. There's not a whole lot there. There's no way to slice it. If you like Green Bay to win the whole thing, you should have bet them last week or the week before. Nothing's changed. Them beating the Rams is a huge favorite. Shouldn't have been that big of a surprise to people. That's boring. The good word, number 2. Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes is 16-1 to score the first touchdown in Sunday's AFC Championship game. I will begin this one. I have to double check the spelling of this.
Oh, are we going like, what were you doing, romantic languages the other day? Is this Baroque or something?
No, this is barmy.
Barmy.
Barmy. This
you mean
is
balmy?
a synonym for crazy. Barmy is a synonym for crazy. You were talking about that thesaurus earlier.
I don't believe you.
I used one this morning. Look it up.
Look that up.
Take
right
some
now.
time as I ramble nonsensically through the next
Look
minute
up
or
the
so.
word barmy.
This is barmy. So let's take ourselves through the situation, shall we? What are the odds Patrick Mahomes is going to be running in any capacity at all this weekend? First of all, he needs to play, which I believe he will. Second of all, is he going to sneak on the goal line? Remember something. Patrick Mahomes got injured sneaking the ball last year. I think it was a Thursday night game against Denver. And then he ended up missing the Viking game and the Packer game because he got injured on a sneak. All right? Then Andy Reid inexplicably is rolling him out and running him against the Browns last weekend, despite the fact that he was hobbled with a toe injury. And that's where he sustains this injury. Moving forward, there will be no more Patrick Mahomes dialed up running plays. Maybe he scrambles on his own. I don't see it happening. You'd have to give me 50-1.
Wow.
You give me 30-1, I'll get involved in this. But there's no chance. Barmy, synonym for crazy. You learn a little something when you watch Bet. One word.
I did not know if this is true. It's informal and British, mad or crazy, or extremely foolish. Very good.
Now, you tried to call my bluff on that.
Yeah.
You just
Now
lost that
I
hand.
feel barmy. Now I feel barmy. I feel extraordinarily barmy.
Look at this barmy fool over here. All right, what do you got? 16-1 to score a touchdown, a rushing touchdown in this game. The first touchdown in this game, I should say.
Limp. As in, this bet will leave you limping home with empty pockets, trying to wager on Patrick Mahomes doing anything with his leg as opposed to his arm, because I think he's more physically compromised by the toe than the head injury. Don't expect him, again, to do much damage limping around in the pocket, and Andy Reid has probably put those plays somewhere deep into the vault of his brain. So, again, this makes me feel limp going to try and place this bet at 16-1. Even for someone as great as Mahomes, he's not using his legs in this matchup. No way, no how. Even if that's if he plays at all.
Interesting how you chose to write that word. It's not exactly uniform across the board, but point made. All right, number 3, the good word. 4-time major championship winner Brooks Koepka is 18-1 to win this weekend's American Express Championship.
Is this me? Am I
This
first?
is you. You get
Okay.
to lead us off here. I
So-
very much look forward to the word, the writing, the angles, the colors. Fade.
Fade, as in fade this bet like you would standing on a tee box trying to work the ball like Brooks left to right. A fade. I'm going to give you a couple reasons why you should be fading, even at 18-1, someone as good as Brooks Koepka in this match. His treatment for his knee injuries of last year, he got his last platelet-rich treatment just 2 weeks ago.
PRP.
PRP, very good. He says he's 100%, but come on, 2 weeks ago he's getting injections around his knee. On top of that, you can thank his injuries, hip and knee, last year, but his form just was not good. Again, injuries played a big part in that, but he had 2 top 10 finishes in 13 starts last year, recovering from an injury all this offseason. And you're going to tell me he's ready to come out and win? By the way, it's not a major. I don't know if you heard this, but Brooks wins more majors than just regular events, 4 majors.
He shows up for the big stage.
3 wins in non-majors, so it's not a major. He's coming off injury. Wasn't in good form when he was playing last year. Fade Brooks Koepka even at this juicy price.
All right, so he's sitting there at 18-1. My word for this.
Kooky? Oh, wow, look at that.
Kooky.
That is.
Kooky is a
that
synonym
something.
for strange. This is a bit strange to me for all the reasons you laid out. What the heck happened to this guy last season? Injuries completely derailed the year. He missed 5 cuts, withdrew from another tournament. He only made 14 starts. The years before that, he was winning seemingly every major or in contention to win every major. So here we are at 18-1. This feels like the Chiefs point spread. We don't know if he's going to play. We don't know if he's going to go out. We don't know how he's going to look. 18-1, it's either, look, you're in on this, 10-1, he's going to go win, or he has no shot, and it's 30-1, 40-1, 50-1. Instead, it's 18. It feels like the book is trying to bait me in to get me intrigued.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, Kepka, remember this guy? But also remember this guy from last year? Pass. It's kooky. Too much going on there. I would side with you on the fade rather than the follow. All right, final one word, the good word. 23-time Grand Slam singles champion Serena Williams has the 3rd best odds to win the Australian Open.
I am going to smash this bet like Serena would hit an overhead smash for a winner down under. She's Serena Williams. She is the GOAT. Okay, and even though she has lost each of her last 4 Grand Slam titles in the finals, she's 0-4. She's reached the finals ever since trying to tie Margaret Court. The record for Grand Slam titles by a single woman, Margaret Court at 24, Serena sitting at 23.
Serena doesn't actually own that record already?
She does not yet.
I did not know that.
She does not yet, but her last 4 attempts to tie the record, she has come up short in straight sets, shockingly, in these Grand Slam finals. However, she's going to smash this Buffalo Bills-like improbable run of losing in Grand Slam finals. Despite the fact that she's 0-4 in her last 9 tournaments where she's reached a Grand Slam final, that's more than any other woman on tour. No other woman has reached 4 Grand Slam finals than Serena over the last 9 events. So I think she's going to go down under where she smashes. She's won 7 Aussie Opens, by the way. 7 of her 23 come down under.
When was the most recent one? You know? I wrote that stat up too.
2000 and...
Play it into the number. You said 7-time champ.
17?
Oh, look at this guy.
2017. Okay, so I think now 4 years later, after 4 losses in Grand Slam title finals, she is ready to smash the bad luck, the bad string, and she's ready to smash the glass ceiling and join the pantheon of Margaret Court.
Yeah, you know what? I am right with you. It is just a different word. And in fact, it's not even a word, it's a name.
James?
James. As in...
James Worthy.
Okay. This bet is worthy of my attention and your attention at 10-1. She's won this event 7 times, as you said, and she's always in competition. You know what's funny, though? We crushed Brady for winning 6 Super Bowls and losing another 3, right? But with Serena, it's like, well, you lost like 15 finals. We actually use that as a prop. Losing in the championship is a good thing, right?
It means you make it to the championship.
It means you make it to quite a few championships. If you got 23 wins in the championships, another 10 losses, you've been there 33 times. It's quite impressive. All right, let's talk hoops. We've been promising him, and now we are here to deliver. He covers the Milwaukee Bucks and the NBA at large for ESPN. His name is Eric Woodyard, and he's kind enough to join us here on Bet. Eric, thank you so much for the time. The Bucks lost to the Nets on Monday in an absolute thriller. They face the Lakers tonight in Milwaukee. So how much pressure is on this team to avoid going 0-2 this week against what many believe are the 2 best teams in the NBA?
First of all, thanks for having me. Honestly, I don't think it's a lot of pressure. I think they've put a lot of pressure into the regular season the last couple of years, and they've had great regular season success. And it hasn't amounted to anything when they've got to the postseason because they haven't reached the NBA Finals. So I think it's more so of a test, more so than pressure. They're looking to see how they match up against this team. They played the Nets earlier this week, also faced the Dallas Mavericks, and I think it's more so of a test, more so than pressure.
Hey, you mentioned, Eric, the test. They failed, so to speak, in the test to try and defend Kevin Durant and James Harden. No Kyrie Irving in that game against Brooklyn. Now they'll have the test, a very difficult one, of trying to slow down LeBron James, Anthony Davis, the reigning NBA champs. What kind of plan do you think Coach Bud is trying to dial up in this specific matchup, given what James and AD bring to the table?
I think with Anthony Davis, you'll see the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, Giannis Antetokounmpo, guarding him. And on the perimeter with LeBron James, you'll see a mix-up of probably Chris Middleton. You'll see Dante DiVincenzo, and obviously Drew Holiday, who they brought in to be a stopper. I think you'll see a mix-up of those guys. The game plan is simple. Keep them off the free throw line. Try to limit easy baskets and try to make life as hard as possible. You're never going to completely slow that duo down, but I think it's making it as hard as possible on those guys, and you live with it at the end of the day.
Absolutely, and if you're the Los Angeles Lakers, the test is slowing down Giannis Antetokounmpo, the reigning MVP, though Giannis has had some issues in his career trying to score against teams that are as capable defensively as the LA Lakers that have personnel like AD. I think of the playoffs last year against Miami, Bam Adebayo, the job he did. I am betting that Giannis goes under his player prop 29.5 because of what history has told me and AD being there. How do you feel about what AD can do maybe to go over that or to kind of break the mold of some of the struggles he's had against great individual defenders in recent years?
I'm going to bet against you. I think he's going for 30-plus tonight. I think as much as they say it is a test, I think he's going to come out and try to prove, that he's the best player on the court. He's the back-to-back reigning MVP. And he's going against elite players who are coming off a championship with his brother who got a championship with the Lakers. So I think it's going to be a big matchup. He can say it is all that he wants, but I think Giannis is going to try to come out and try to prove a point tonight. And I think he's going to get 30-plus, and he needs to get 10-plus rebounds with 5-plus assists for this team to win. So he has to put the team on his back today.
Eric, here's what we like to do at Bet. This will be a virtual roulette chip bet. If Giannis goes over 29.5, you get this roulette chip to try and win some money next time you're out in Vegas. If he goes under, I'll keep it, and I'll put it on whatever your favorite number is to try and win some money and for my wallet.
I'm gonna take you up on that, man.
Good, fair enough.
All right, final question. Neither the Bucks nor the Lakers have dropped back-to-back games this season. So answer this question for us. The Bucks will win this game tonight if
they will win this game tonight if Giannis Antetokounmpo proves he has to come out and have one of the best performances tonight. If he does anything less than 30 points, 10-plus rebounds, 5-plus assists, I think it's going to be tough on this team. So I think it's going to depend on him and also knocking down free throws. He struggled with free throws this year, so he's going to have to really come out and establish himself at the free throw line, get easy baskets, and really play like a superstar tonight. So if Giannis plays like a superstar, the Milwaukee Bucks will win tonight.
NBA reporter for ESPN, Eric Woodyard, joining us here on Bet. Great stuff, Eric. Thank you for the time.
Thank y'all for having me. I appreciate it.
Seems like everyone's picking against my Lakers tonight. They're not my Lakers. They're just my Lakers for tonight. I want to make that very clear.
Well,
not a Lakers fan, will be tonight. All right, NFL playoff pick'em. Here we go. Recap. This is your final week. Going into the Super Bowl, we will start a new pick'em contest, props galore. But right now, I've got a 3-game lead on you. 5-4-1 to 2-7-1. Being the gentleman that I am, full of class and grace and couth, I am allowing us to each pick 2 for both games. So you got 4 picks here. You do have the opportunity to take me down. Are you ready to begin?
I'm ready.
All right, head-to-head. Here we go. First game up, Tampa Bay and Green Bay. It's the NFC Championship, in case you haven't heard. The Packers are laying 3 with a total of 51.
Correct.
Begin with pick number 1.
It's 51.5.
51.5.
Moving up a little bit.
There we go.
So we are all on the same page here. I'm going to go under 51.5. Despite there being 2 all-time great quarterbacks here, weather could adversely affect the offenses in this game, as we know. And this was a trend that I brought to light last week, and it paid off just barely. But since 2015, the under is 22-8. 22 times out of 30, the under has hit in games started by Tom Brady with a total north of 50, that going back to 2015. Don't know how to explain it. Just going to write it. I think it's going to be a game where it stays close throughout and the defenses make a few plays, but there's intention with these possessions. LaFleur and Arians going to try and take care of the ball, keep the other QB off the field, and play slow, methodical football offensively.
No blood on this one, my friend. I am with you in playing the under. Tampa Bay looked fantastic running the ball last weekend against New Orleans. They ran for 127 yards against the top 4 defense. The Packers are not a top 4 defense. They're bottom 10 in opponent yards per carry, and Leonard Fournette looked really fresh for the Buccaneers. So what do you do if you're Tampa Bay? You come out, you get to the line of scrimmage. If you're Brady, you know how this works. Watch the defense, drain the clock, run the ball, short passes, long, methodical drives to keep Aaron Rodgers off the field, combined with the fact that the Green Bay Packers ranked dead last in pace this season. I see this game going under. It's going to be 2 quarterbacks who are just milking every second to see what the defense will give them. Now, you get to make another pick on this game as well. Side, total, prop. What are you going with?
I am going to take the player prop of Aaron Rodgers going under the amount of interceptions thrown. Haven't seen the prop yet on Caesars William Hill, but I'm guessing it's 0.5.
Half.
Either throws 1 or more or none. And I'm going to go under there. It's posted now. got to lay some juice there. However, Rodgers has only thrown 5 interceptions all season long. He's only had 4 instances of games where he threw an interception. So 13 out of the 17 games he's played this season, 0 interceptions. That's a 76% hit rate. I will say, as you know, a game where he threw not 1 but 2 interceptions against this very same Bucs defense. Joe, that's what we like to call an outlier. Like a day that ends in Y where you don't enjoy at least one cocktail. It's an outlier that Aaron Rodgers has a game with an interception. I think that game against Tampa was. I'm going under 0 picks against the Bucs in the NFC title game.
I will go ahead and lay the 3 points with the Green Bay Packers for pick number 2 for a few reasons, but I'm going to focus on just one for right now. This is Tampa Bay's 5th road game in 6 weeks. 5th road game in 6 weeks, right? Meanwhile, Green Bay was rested, coming off the bye. Huge edge. Rodgers is the best in the business. I'm laying the 3 with Green Bay. Game number 2, the AFC Championship game. Buffalo catching 3. That means Kansas City laying 3. Total of 54. Where would you like to begin?
I'd like to begin with a game pick on the side. I'll take the points in my pocket with the Bills. Small chance Mahomes doesn't play. That's an added benefit. KC 1-8 ATS in their last 9 games, all wins, but they're not covering, including 0-5 at home at Arrowhead. Buffalo, meanwhile, one of the best covered teams in the NFL this year. 11-5 during the regular season, 12-6 overall, with 1 cover and 1 not in the playoffs. They covered against the Ravens. They did not against the Colts, but I like the Bills with the points in my pocket.
I'm taking Kansas City, roulette bet. I've been going back and forth on this one all week long. I will take the Chiefs in this game at 3 because if Mahomes plays, and I'm betting he does, the line will go up. There's something I don't quite trust about Buffalo. 2 playoff wins, but they were outgained by almost 200 total yards in those games. They were beneficiaries of several missed field goals, failed 4th down attempts, failed 2-point conversions. I don't think the luck sustains at Arrowhead. I will lay the 3 with the Chiefs. Your final pick.
Yeah, I got a player prop. Steph Diggs has been about as bankable as any wide receiver.
Awesome.
West or east, I should say, of Devontae Adams. 94.5 receiving yards. That's a lot. However, he's gone over 92 yards in 6 of his last 7 games. 5 of those were of triple-digit variety, including each playoff game. The game script, I think, whether they're chasing or playing from ahead, means Steph Diggs gets a lot of targets and a lot of yards.
I am going to conclude all of this with nothing all that creative, going under 54 points in this game. The Buffalo offense has become one-dimensional. They're just throwing the ball these days, and that means Kansas City's defense kind of knows what's coming, so they can sit back and nickel and dime. And on the flip side, Kansas City's going to be able to run the ball against Buffalo. That's going to drain the clock. All right, final segment of the week. This is called Pigskin Plates. We've got 4 cities left in the NFL playoffs. Green Bay, Kansas City, Buffalo, and Tampa. Not Tampa Bay, Tampa. These are the 4 cities. Everyone knows about delicacies that come from each city around the country. Cheesesteaks in Philadelphia, deep dish pizza in Chicago. We have been told that 6 dishes that are very unknown to be popular in the 4 playoff cities are going to be presented, and we have to guess the cities. This guy's the foodie, so I am going to lean on him.
I am hungry, and I'm calling my shot. We go 6 for 6.
Here comes number 1. Calling the shot 6 for 6?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Number 1, we will be working together. Pigskin Plates. Fish Fry Fridays is native to which of the cities left in the playoffs? Now, the thought process here is probably that it's Tampa, but it's not.
I'm going to say Buffalo. That's what I'm going to say, Buffalo.
I'm going to 100% agree with you. I married into Bill's Mafia. Fish Fry Fridays is Buffalo, New York. Oh, it's Green Bay.
That was my next.
Let's not tell my wife what just happened there, if you don't mind. Number 2, sour cream and raisin pie is native to which of the cities? That's gross.
Yeah, that does sound awful. Sour cream and raisin. Sour cream is a northern kind of dish.
It's definitely not. That can't
Green
be
Bay or
Florida.
Buffalo. It's Green Bay or Buffalo.
Just say whatever you want. I'll agree.
Let's
That
go
is
Buffalo.
just gross. Buffalo again.
We already had Green Bay.
That can't be Buffalo.
Kansas City. What? I've
Yikes.
never heard of that. I've been to Kansas.
I don't think anyone in
numerous
Kansas
times,
City
yeah.
knows about this either.
I
This
call-
feels like a setup.
I call BS.
Number 3, bloomin' onion. This is Australia.
Australia, yes.
Yeah, Australia is the answer. Go ahead, show it to us. Australia.
Melbourne.
Show us Australia. Tampa.
That's a bold-faced. Is
that where Outback Takeout started?
Headquartered there? I don't know.
Oh, God, I don't think that's
Spaghetti palm.
is native to which of the cities left in the playoffs? Where's
Buffalo.
the big Italian contingent?
Buffalo, Green Bay, Kansas City?
Spaghetti parm.
I'm going to say Buffalo.
All right, I'm with you. Buffalo again. We got to get one of these right at some point.
Hey, let's go, Buffalo. Let's go, Buffalo.
All right, next one. Fire away.
Loose meat sandwich. Okay, that's a Kansas City thing. A loose meat sandwich is a Kansas City thing.
Sound like you're asking and not telling.
It's a Kansas City thing.
Hey-o! Look at the big brain on Brad. Sponge, that's Buffalo. I hate it. It's disgusting.
What is sponge
It's disgusting
candy?
And my wife loves it. It's sponge candy. It's terrible. It's actually, they argue that it's better when it's stale. It's actually better tasting when it's stale. Sponge candy, don't ever try it. Buffalo's known for so many great things. I don't know about that.
I take umbrage with a few of these answers and what cities they came from. Sour cream and raisins.
He's Tyler Foljam. I'm Joe Fortenbaugh. This is Bet. Thank you for checking us out today. 6 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. We'll be on Daily Wager. We'll see you Monday for the next installment of Bet. Enjoy the games this weekend.